Arjun and God's invisible plan. Arjun's life was filled with struggles. He had high ambitions, but every effort seemed to end in failure. In the hustle and bustle of the city, he had worked tirelessly to make his dreams come true, but success was always out of reach. Failures had shaken his self-confidence. Every night, he asked himself, "Does my hard work and faith in God even matter?" One evening, feeling defeated, Arjun sat on the steps of the old village temple. The sun had set, and the sound of the temple bells echoed in the air. Arjun closed his eyes and asked God, "Why is my hard work not bearing fruit? Will my dreams never come true?" At that moment, a soft and calm voice broke his thoughts. He opened his eyes and saw an elderly saint standing before him. The saint's eyes were deep, and his face radiated peace. The saint asked, "Son, why so much despair? What are you looking for here?" Arjun shared his heart with him. The saint smiled gently and said, "Would you like to hear a story?" The saint's story. Once, a farmer had a beautiful horse. Everyone in the village praised him. One day, the horse ran away. The villagers came to the farmer and said, "This is such bad luck." The farmer calmly replied, "Maybe." A few days later, the horse returned, bringing with it 3 wild horses. The villagers were overjoyed and said, "This is wonderful." The farmer again said, "Maybe." The next morning, the farmer's son tried to tame one of the wild horses, but fell off and broke his leg. The villagers came again and said, "This is such bad luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe." A few weeks later, the king's soldiers came to the village and forced all the young men to go to war. But because the farmer's son was injured, he was spared. The villagers said, "You're so lucky." The farmer smiled and again said, "Maybe." The lesson. The saint looked at Arjun and said, "Son, we may not understand the results of every event right away, but God's plans are always for our good, even if we can't see them at the time." Arjun took the saint's words to heart. He decided that he would not give up. Arjun's transformation. As Arjun returned to his village, he thought, "Maybe my real destination is here, to do something for my village." He noticed that the people in his village were struggling with unemployment and poverty. He decided that he would help the people recognize their craft and hard work. Arjun started a small company where he encouraged local artisans to create handmade goods. He began selling these items online. In the beginning, it was tough, but Arjun didn't give up. Gradually, his efforts paid off, and his company became well known nationwide. The outcome. Within a few years, Arjun had not only become a successful entrepreneur, but had also made his village self-sufficient. People began to praise him, and those who once saw him as a failure now looked up to him as an example. Arjun finally realized that his failures had led him to his true destination. He smiled as he remembered the saint's words and thought, "God's plan is always better than what we envision. We just need to keep our faith and patience." Conclusion. Arjun's story teaches us that every difficulty, every failure is an essential part of our journey. What seems bad at the moment may later turn out to be the greatest blessing in disguise. God's plans are often beyond our understanding, and what we desire may not always be what's best for us. Every failure is a new beginning. Every challenge teaches us something, and every setback helps us discover our true strength. As long as you don't give up, success is always just one step away. The path that seems unclear may be the most beautiful part of your journey. Remember, your hard work and God's blessings combine to create the path that leads you to your ultimate destination.